The beautiful game comes home. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Group B, Match Day 1, Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. The stage, BMO Field, Toronto. The time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And for one nation, this is the moment they've waited 40 years for. Canada steps onto their own soil for the first time at a men's World Cup. 3 appearances, 6 games, 0 wins, 0 draws. But today, in front of a sold-out home crowd, that record is on the line. Les Rouges have never had a better chance than this. And standing in their way, a team that already shocked the world just to get here. Bosnia and Herzegovina, ranked 64th, slayers of Italy. In the UEFA playoff final, they did the unthinkable, eliminating 4-time World Cup champions on penalty kicks. The Dragons are here, and they are hungry. Now before we dig in, let's address the history between these two sides. There is none. This is the first competitive meeting ever between Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. No past data, no psychological edge, no history to lean on. The 12th of June, 2026. This is Chapter 1, written from scratch. On paper, Canada hold a clear advantage. Ranked 30th in the world, second in Group B. They sit 34 places above Bosnia, who come in at 64th. That's not a small gap. In World Cup history, the higher-ranked team wins roughly 60% of the time. The numbers favor Canada. But numbers don't play, football players do. And speaking of players, let's talk about the man who could define Canada's entire World Cup. Jonathan David, Juventus striker, 26 years old. Canada's all-time record goal scorer, 39 goals and 75 caps. He scored 87 times for Lille before making the move to Serie A. He is clinical, he is composed. And today, the bookmakers have him at plus 185 to score. Their top pick, their danger. But Canada's biggest storyline heading into today isn't about who's playing, it's about who might not be. Alphonso Davies, captain, Bayern Munich left back, hamstring injury, suffered in Munich, still in recovery, officially doubtful for this opener. Coach Jesse Marsch has hinted he'll target the Vancouver matches. Without Davies, that 97th percentile chance creation, that electric overlapping run, that captain's presence, Canada lose something irreplaceable. But the depth is real. David leads the line. Cyle Larin brings veteran menace from Southampton. Tajon Buchanan stretches defenses wide from Villarreal. And Tani Oluwasi offers explosive, unpredictable pace. Canada's forward line, even without Davies, is dangerous. Behind the forwards, the engine room. Steven Eustachio at Porto steps up as vice-captain. The heartbeat of this team, Ismail Kone brings physical presence. Jonathan Osorio, 33 years old, 90 caps, brings the experience this squad needs. Canada's midfield is built to win the battle in the center of the park. And today, that battle starts from minute 1. At the back, Alistair Johnson at Celtic marshals the right. Moise Bombito and Derek Cornelius anchor the center. And if Davies is out, Richie Laryea fills in at left back. It's a solid, organized unit, but it will be tested. Because Bosnia's attack is not to be taken lightly. 40 years old, still playing, still scoring, still leading. Edin Džeko, Bosnia's all-time captain. All-time top scorer with 73 goals and 148 caps. 2-time Premier League winner with Manchester City. A man who became the oldest goal scorer in 2 Bundesliga history just this year. He is the last living member of Bosnia's golden generation from 2014. This is, almost certainly, his final World Cup. He will not waste it. Alongside the legend, the present, Ermedin Demirovic, VfB Stuttgart, Bundesliga tested, physically relentless. He does the dirty work, the pressing, the running, the defensive tracking so that Džeko can stay in the box and do what Džeko does best. It's a partnership built on contrast, and it works. But the wild card, the one name that could change everything today, is 21 years old. Esmir Bajraktarevic, PSV Eindhoven. He scored the winning penalty against Italy. Nerves of steel. Created 13 chances in qualifying in just 7 games. Born in America, chose Bosnia. If he gets space on that right wing today, Canada's left back is going to have a very long afternoon. 4 genuine attacking threats. Džeko the captain, Demirovic the workhorse, Bajraktarevic the spark, Tabakovic off the bench. Bosnia can hurt you in multiple ways, and they have the belief after beating Italy that they can hurt anyone. Defensively, Bosnia are organized and physical. Tahirovic and Gigovic anchor the midfield. Dedic at Benfica brings creativity from right back. And Sead Kolasinac, the veteran ex-Arsenal defender, brings experience and aggression to the left. This is not a fragile team. Canada will have to work for every single inch. 2 very different systems go head-to-head today. Canada line up in a 4-3-3 pressing high, using pace on the transition. Jesse Marsch's signature style from his Leipzig and Salzburg days: aggressive, energetic, relentless. Bosnia counter with a compact 4-4-2 physical, direct, built for quick transitions. Coach Sergei Barberas wants his side hard to break down and dangerous on the counter. It's a tactical chess match, and the first move matters enormously. And then there's the factor you can't put on a tactics board. 36,045 fans, all red, all Canadian, all roaring. The first men's World Cup match ever played on Canadian soil. Research shows host nations win nearly 60% of their World Cup matches. The crowd is Canada's 12th man. Bosnia have never played in Toronto. They don't know what's coming. Form-wise, Canada come in solid, if not spectacular. A win over Uzbekistan on June 1st, David, on the score sheet, was a confidence boost. 3 draws before that against Ireland, Tunisia, and Iceland show a team that's hard to beat but still finding their rhythm. And behind them, a 4th-place finish at Copa America 2024. They can compete at the highest level. Today, they need to prove it counts when it matters most. Bosnia's warm-up? Less impressive on the surface. 2 goalless or low-scoring friendlies, a 0-0 with North Macedonia, a 1-1 with Panama. But here's the thing. The Džeko debate rages. On one hand, age is just a number for a man who is still scoring regularly at professional level, who reads the game better than almost anyone, who never needs pace to be dangerous. On the other hand, Canada's center-backs are fast, aggressive, and in their mid-20s. A 40-year-old striker in a high-pressure first World Cup game is a risk. Our take? He'll start. He'll be dangerous from set pieces, and he could well score. Watch him at corners. 1986, Mexico. 3 games, 3 losses. Not a single goal scored. 2022, Qatar. 3 games, 3 losses, 2 goals. Some moments of promise, still no wins. 36 years between those 2 appearances. And now, in 2026, on Canadian soil, with their best ever squad, the wait could finally end today. Canada has never won a World Cup match, but they've never played one at home before either. Bosnia's only previous World Cup experience, Brazil, 2014. Group F. They lost to Argentina 1-2, fell to Nigeria 1-0, but closed out with a 3-1 victory over Iran. Not enough. Eliminated in the group stage. Džeko and Kolasinac both played in that campaign. 12 years later, they're back. Older, more experienced, and with far more to prove. Looking at the full group, Switzerland lead as favorites at FIFA's 20th ranked nation. Canada sits 2nd, Bosnia 3rd, Qatar 4th. For Canada, winning today puts them in a commanding position. For Bosnia, it's win or face a mountain. The stakes cannot be higher. Motivation? Canada, home crowd, first ever World Cup win, national pride, the weight of history, 10 out of 10. Bosnia, underdog chip, the giant killer mentality, Džeko's last dance on the world stage, 9 out of 10. Both teams want this desperately. Only one can have it. Scenario A. The best case for Canada. Alphonso Davies is cleared to play. The BMO field crowd goes absolutely delirious. Suddenly, Canada have arguably the best attacking left back in the world, operating at 97% in the chance creation department. Bosnia cannot handle Davies and David. In this scenario, Canada win comfortably. 2-0 feels realistic. Maybe 3. Scenario B. The more likely reality. Davies watches from the bench or the stands. Laurier fills in at left back. Canada are still good but less dangerous, less dynamic, more predictable. Eustachio leads. David hunts alone up front. The margins get tighter. Bosnia sense an opportunity. The game becomes a grind. Canada still win, but it's a 1-0. Maybe extra time, maybe nerves. The bookmakers have spoken. Canada at -150, the clear favorites. You'd need to bet $150 to win 100. A draw at +300. Bosnia, the outsiders, at +343. Those Bosnia odds are tempting, because we've seen Bosnia do the impossible already this year. But the smart money sits with Canada. At home, in Toronto, in front of their people. Between the sticks, 2 solid, experienced keepers. Dane St. Clair for Canada. Inter Miami's #1, calm and commanding at 29 years old. Nikola Vasilji for Bosnia St. Pauli's shot stopper. Tested in the Bundesliga, technically sound. Neither side has a weakness in goal. This match will be decided in the final third, not by individual blunders at the back. Set pieces, the great equalizer. Canada are dangerous from dead balls. Eustachio delivers quality. Bombito and Cornelius win headers. But Bosnia have Džeko, a 40-year-old man who can still time a run and redirect a cross with devastating precision. One Džeko header from a corner could silence 36,000 people in an instant. Canada must mark him at every set piece. And we come back to the wild card. Bajraktarevic, 21 years old, the penalty hero, the fearless one. Canada's right back. Alistair Johnson will face him one-on-one throughout this match. If Johnson holds firm, Canada control the game. If Bajraktarevic finds his rhythm, Bosnia are in this match until the final whistle. 1 player, 2 outcomes, everything in between. The key to Canada's game plan, the press. Jesse Marsh built his entire coaching reputation on the gegenpressing system. Win the ball high, transition at pace, attack before the opposition sets up. Against a 40-year-old striker who relies on positioning over speed, that press is devastating. Canada must press from minute 1 and never let Bosnia breathe. And now the duel that could decide everything. Jonathan David versus Tarek Muharemovic and Nikola Katic. David's weapons: clinical finishing, intelligent movement off the ball, 39 international goals. Bosnia's answer: 2 physical center backs, Kolashinak's aggression at left back, a disciplined defensive shape. If David gets in behind in the first 20 minutes, he scores. That's just who he is. Bosnia's entire defensive game plan centers on keeping him isolated. The 5-step blueprint for a Canadian victory. 1. Press high. Force Bosnia into errors before they settle. 2. Use Buchanan's pace relentlessly. Attack the left side of Bosnia's defense. 3. Feed David early. Get him running in behind before Bosnia's shape is set. 4. Win the midfield battle through Eustachio's quality and Kone's physicality. And 5. Mark Džeko. At every single set piece, do those 5 things, Canada win this football match. But here's how Bosnia right the upset. Sit deep. Weather the storm for 60 minutes. Let Canada's nerves build as the crowd grows restless. And then one moment. One Džeko header from a corner. One Bajraktarevic run in behind. One Canadian mistake under pressure. Bosnia score first. The atmosphere changes. Canada panic. It's happened before. At this very World Cup against Italy. Don't count the Dragons out. Canada in a 4-3-3. St. Clair in goal. Johnson, Bombito, Cornelius, Laurier across the back. Eustachio, Kone, and Osorio in midfield. Buchanan and Oluwaseyi wide. David leading the line. Bosnia in a 4-4-2. Vasili in goal. Dedić, Muharemovic, Katic, Kolasinac defensively, Bayraktarovic and Hüseyin Basic wide, Tahirovic and Gigovic in the middle, and Džeko and Demirovic up top. Two complete balanced sides. This is going to be a proper football match. How does this game unfold? Minutes 1 to 20, Canada come out pressing. Bosnia sit off them. The atmosphere is electric, but the game is cagey. Feeling out, period. 20 to 45, Canada find their rhythm. David gets his first real chance. Tension building. Halftime either level or Canada 1-0. Tight. Second half, Canada push for a second. Džeko tests Canada from a set piece around 65 minutes. Final 20, Canada find the breakthrough. The goal Canada have been waiting for since 1986. BMO Field erupts. The X factors that flip the script. Davies plays Canada go up a level immediately. Game over by 70. Džeko heads one in before halftime. Bosnia gain belief. Canada's crowd turns nervous. David scores first. Canada relax, ride the wave, win comfortably. Bayraktarovic given space. Bosnia stay in this until the final whistle. 4 variables, 4 possible games. Only one will be played. Take a moment. Let this land. 1986, 3 games, 3 losses, no goals. 2022, 3 games, 3 losses, 2 goals, some hope. 2026, at home, with their best ever squad, in front of 36,000 screaming fans. The record reads, played 6, won 0. Today, that could finally change. So, who is the real favorite here? Canada on paper, yes. 30 places higher in the rankings. Home advantage, better squad depth. But Bosnia beat Italy. They are not afraid of anyone. And with Davies missing, the gap between these sides is much smaller than the seedings suggest. Most analysts Canada win by 1 goal. A hard-fought, emotional, scrappy 1-0 or 2-1. We agree, but we respect the Dragons. Running the numbers factoring in rankings, form, home advantage, and the Davies injury doubt. Canada win probability, 54%. A draw, 25%. Bosnia shock, 21%. Canada are favorites. But a 1 in 5 chance of a Bosnia victory is not negligible. This is not a foregone conclusion. It never is at a World Cup. And so the final verdict. We predict Canada 2, Bosnia and Herzegovina 1. Jonathan David, 58th minute, a perfectly timed run, a first-time finish, and the most important goal in Canadian football history. Sile Larin adds a second in the 74th. Džeko pulls one back in the 81st, one last reminder that he is never, ever finished. But Canada hold. The whistle blows. 36,000 people and an entire nation watching erupt as one. Canada wins a World Cup match. At last. On home soil. In the year they were born to do this. The wait is over. Les Rouges, welcome to history. Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. The 12th of June, 2026. BMO Field, Toronto. 3 o'clock Eastern. Live on Fox, BBC One, TSN, and CTV. Whatever happens today, football has arrived in Canada, and it is never leaving.